You want to hear the real story behind the rock artists, the albums, and the songs that have become the soundtrack of your life, straight from the legends who lived them? I'm Adam Reeder, the Professor of Rock, and on the Professor of Rock podcast, we go deep into the heart of the music that defines us and our greatest memories. Exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes moments, and the untold truths of rock's greatest hits, told by the artists themselves, stories you won't find anywhere else. If music moves you, this is your backstage pass. Subscribe now to the Professor of Rock podcast.
Welcome to Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Rose Minahan and her panel of guests bring you insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for soul growth. Come journey with us through astrology's energetic cycles and get ready to understand your path in the cosmic roots of the stars.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sue Rose Minahan of Talk Cosmos, and today we have Astro Jam for two dynamic charts. We've always traditionally done mystery charts. Who knows what they are? But this time we know what they are, but we don't know what they're talking about. We do, but we really don't. And that's where we have aligned 9 astrologers all together to give their online theatrical presence very spontaneously to unravel the influences that these powerful archetypes are going to be making. So the first one will be the one that was in June on the 9th. I love that music. Suddenly I have nowhere to riff. That's okay. That's kind of what's happening. Like the celestial planets. Are we here? Are we there? At any rate, that was on the 9th, and it was in Cancer. And coming up on the 7th of July will be the big guy, Uranus, going into Gemini. We'll learn more about it because we'll talk later. So right now, I am ready to introduce, we are ready for Astro Jam.
Astro Jam is a fun and exciting reenactment where a group of astrologers bring two mystery charts to life. Here, planets speak their archetypal consciousness to us, just like they do in our minds and hearts. Playing out the chart's planets like a spontaneous music jam, this is your cast of Astro Jam.
Yes, we'll go right into it. Do we have Melissa? Well, Melissa will be coming, and we'll go into her later. She's from Australia, and a little bit of a time change. We have Israel Ahosi from England. And sacredplanets.com. He's a full-time astrologer teacher of esoteric teachings and does Vedic, all of it. And then we have Jolly Knott, also from England, an astrologer, Reiki master teacher, and a coach, transformational, embodymindful.com. Thank you. We have Rob Passetti of Deep Earth Astrology. Oh my gosh. And he's a professional consulting astrologer and the visionary of deepearthastrology.com, and has a tarot deck coming up and vibrational and psychological. Thank you so much. We have Jen Sachs from Seattle, Washington of Jen Sachs Astrology. She's a certified astrologer, AFA, and a tarot reader, and does consultations. Thank you, Jen. Susie Cox from Arizona in Tucson, a professional astrologer, does workshops, many books, been a long time astrologer, reading 55,000 charts. Thank you, Susie. It'll be exciting. Thank you. We have Sean Kelly of Evolutionary Astro, a speaker, executive, motivational leadership, and digital business. Thank you, Sean. And you have evolutionaryastro.com. We'll repeat all of these websites later. And we have Marie O'Neill, Padma Life Coaching, YouTube, and astrologer speaker. She does retreats. We'll talk about that one. Has a book, and the Lotus Open, and also podcast co-host on Kepler College. Thank you, Marie. So, and me, evolutionary astrologer and a speaker, writer, consultant. Well, let's get our cast. We have And thank you for that great backdrop music. I think I can slide into this without our little dramatic sound clip. Oh, the sun is going to be open. We have been taking individual cast roles for this. I'm the moon. Marie is Mercury in the south node. Jolly is going to be Venus. Rob is Mars. Israel is traditional Pisces North Node. Sean is taking on Saturn and Chiron, the alchemist, wounded healer. Yes. Susie Cox is going to take two hats as Uranus, because Uranus is going to be in Taurus and then be in Gemini. And then we have Jen Sachs, that is Neptune and the modern North Node Pisces ruler. And Melissa, who we hope comes, will be Pluto. Otherwise, we will take on Pluto. Pluto and Sun. Boy, here we go. All right. And after this will be the first in Jupiter in Cancer on the 9th of June for those of you. And this chart we're not starting with. There's a lot here. But there's a key on the side that you can read for those extra dwarfs that aren't listed, for those people that know. But this is going to be our chart. And I've mentioned on the left some of the ones that, if for those that read, that need to know. Okay, we're going to start. I hear that.
You know, I am Mars in Leo, and I am ruling the chart, as I should be. You know, and I'm looking at right there at that opposition to Pallas Athena, and I just want to let her know, I know you want logic and some strategy here, but I just go with my gut and my heart. All right. I'm not trying to be a reckless daredevil in this situation. I just don't believe that every move has to be some kind of calculated matter.
Well, I'm the moon, and I really don't have. I have, I'm feeling there's a lot of fire going on, but actually, I'm in this really strong relationship with trying to understand the big picture, and honestly, I'm just not getting it emotionally. It is not happening.
Well, darling, you shouldn't worry. I'm at your exaltation degree, and I'm having a grand time. I'm also happen to be square Pluto, and I also happen to be sextile Jupiter, so we should actually include Mercury here too, shouldn't we? Darling, I will be calling you soon, Mercury dear. But I'm really enjoying my beautiful home after spending so long in Mars's house. And I think that really, Moon, you should be not worrying too much. I will take care of you.
Well, go ahead.
No.
Well, of course, as Mercury does. I am Mercury, and therefore I love having the stage. In this case, however, my stage is really about the mother, about home, about nurturing. I'm feeling a little bit hindered, though, and confused, because I've got this Saturn and Uranus affecting me, and I need to come out of this fog. I feel blocked. At the same time, I do have a friend, and my friend is Venus. Venus is helping me to get grounded, helping me to feed myself and nurture myself. And I you know what? And I do love good food too. And I love just being at home. And I feel, even though I feel a little bit blocked and all that, I do have hope and I have inspiration. And I feel that things are always going to get better. And the reason for that is because of my friend Jupiter.
Oh my God, it's exhausting. I'm Saturn over here. Jesus, you guys, there's this emotional fulfillment you're not even like paying attention to. That beautiful moon in Sagittarius over there, you're not even giving that any mind. I'm trying to lead that moon into like getting what it needs to do to drive stuff forward now. I am Saturn in Aries. Now, come on. We don't have time for that. We honor the moon, please, Cancer.
Yes, and I am Neptune. And although the moon is not feeling very supported, I am at a very lovely trine with the moon. So I'm bringing a lot of confusion. Whereas I want to encourage us all to go into ourselves. The moon is wanting to reflect. And sometimes that confusion is we are reflecting with our own identity and who it is that we are trying to aspire to be with our Sagittarius expressions.
My emotional basis, I'm the moon, and I am feeling support. There's nothing like a caring tribe to really rise or raise my feelings. And I see that, yes, things are changing a lot, but yet it's like there's a path. The moonlight kind of shines on that path. You can't quite see everything, but I think it's going to be a lot of transformation. I'm not quite sure what the purity of it is, but I see somebody's shining. Yes.
Speaking about transformation, did you call me? My name is Uranus, and right now I'm in Taurus. And boy, am I ready to get out of Taurus. And it's soon. So I'm at this is what I call the sludge of the zodiac, the last degree before it goes out into something new. And I can hardly wait. And patience is not my virtue. And man, I am just ready for change.
Well,
Mars, darling. I'm sorry, Mars. You do know that we
How perfect to have a siren according to Uranus, huh? Great.
Yeah.
I called it, no problem.
Mars, darling, you know we're in Antisha, which means we have a secret conjunction. Shh, don't tell anyone. I think, Mars, since you are in Leo, we need to figure out a way to make some kind of grand expression whilst really enjoying ourselves. So call me later, okay, darling?
Oh, I will absolutely call you later. There's no issue with that. I'm just over there looking at that square to Uranus. And, Uranus, I know I come on strong, and I certainly respect your drive to keep me authentic, but I need resources right now. All right. Creativity is so much easier when there's abundance. And now is not the time for a drought. I need to, help me out with Venus here. Okay.
You have that feeling, brother. You have it.
Yes,
I am Chiron, here to and I'm harmonious with you, and I just want to support that action that you want to take.
And that's great because people think that I'm fueled just by ego, which I may be a little, but my fire's really fueled from the pain that I've faced. And you know what?
Everybody has spoken now.
Yeah.
I believe the king of the gods needs to speak. From Mount Olympus himself, none other than Zeus, Jupiter, exalted. How dare you speak in the front of the council of the king, Jupiter, in the 4th house, exalted. Everything comes back to me. I'm in a mutual reception with the moon. So that moon cannot go anywhere without my say. And I'm bringing her back home where she belongs, in the 4th house. I live in a grand palace. I'm in a place where I am fertile, full of abundance and opportunity. So, come back home, people. The palace awaits you all.
Well, and I have to say, I am the messenger for Jupiter. So I'm going to go out into all of the realms and bring every one of you messages from Jupiter about what you need to do. I
wish I had a meme for Saturn right now, because it should be like...
But I am the sun. The sun is free for all. And that sun is in a hammer. It's going to change. It wants that hearth. It wants to communicate. I want to connect and feed and see and be and tread around and just check things out.
Well, I am the South Node in Virgo, and my problem is my shadow. In my shadow of just, am I actually of service or am I a servant? I'm just not sure. I'm too detail oriented. I'm too, I analysis paralysis. I have that, and I really need some help with that. It has to do with my everyday activities. I mean, I always seem to be taking care of other people and just not doing enough for myself.
It's all about self-care. We know that, right, everyone? Self-care. I'm in Taurus now.
Yeah.
I'm in the second house. It's about the good food we eat, the good drinks we have, and of course, cultivating some really nice talents or skills, as it were. But I have to say, Pluto is really getting on my nerves. He keeps calling me and he keeps yelling down the phone. Can someone please take care of Pluto for me? I'm really having enough now.
Well, you're speaking about Pluto. While I'm exalted on my lovely, beautiful throne, I'm having a bit of difficulty with grumpy Saturn over there. It keeps blocking my come on, I want to have a party here, a festive season for everybody. I want to go and be abundant, and I've got to.
I'm the cops. I'm shutting it down.
Saturn in his fall.
That was Saturn.
He's, just blocking me, and he's miserable right there. And what the heck are you doing? Like, come on, liven up.
Well, I'm the moon and the Saturn. I feel like we do need some boundaries. The problem is the boundaries keep changing, and emotionally, I'm getting a new perspective all the time because but it's kind of hard to put it in place with that sense of ego.
Hey, you hear that? You hear that, Cancer? Your ruling planet, the moon, is not congruent with you. It's congruent with me.
Well, speaking of boundaries and the North Node and Jupiter's ego, let me come in with a modern ruler of the North Node, Pisces, who I wanted to be very close to Saturn whenever I was squaring Jupiter in this position. And that's because Jupiter, although the god of the gods, also has a bit of an ego on him and thinks that his grandness is, and his beliefs of things that are very tangible and books that have been written are things for us to base our existence on. And I am here with Saturn to help dissolve all of these realities and dissolve the connections that we have to these books that are encouraging us to create negativity and boundaries that are no longer supporting us. And my goal with this challenging aspect is to assert without aggression and for us to be guided by a higher vision rather than our ego.
Amen. I just want to say, Jupiter and Cancer, all you're about is opulence. The spiritual authority of things is over here, not in all the opulence.
I'm the young warrior, and I'm sick of hearing all these old men fighting. I'm the one that keeps your walls defended. All right. And listen, I'm getting trined by Chiron, who's conjunct Eris, and I don't mind sowing a little bit of discord with you right now. Okay. The old men on the throne are speaking very highly of themselves right now. But it's the warrior who is in the center stage and should be leading.
Amen. I'm here to support the warrior.
Yeah.
Oh, darling, I love it when you talk like that.
Yeah.
Come on, Neptune.
Right.
Screw them up with some delusion so we can get on with it.
Oh,
Well,
Saturn, you think you rule time, but after going through Capricorn and Aquarius, I want to remind everybody that things take time, that you cannot predict when the fog will clear, that it eventually will, and you have to trust yourself through all of these challenges and excitements, that you use yourself properly.
Well, I am feeling
it's going to take a little while, guys. We're at the very end of things. You know, you're wait till I go into Gemini and everything's going to open up. So you have a little patience.
I'm looking forward to this. There's going to be some change. I see. I'm this moon that really has a lot of memory, but yet it just wants the past. Okay, I can put it in its place. I'm getting the stepping stones here. I've got some support. I know that from this dissolving and I think that dissolving of boundaries is just going to lift me up to the higher realms of consciousness, because it's not just consciousness. It's like that unseen steps, that the magic of life, right? And somehow changes are going to work in our favor.
You know, guys, I'm your scribe here, and I'm hungry.
Come on over. I've got plenty.
Yeah, I've been writing down all of the messages that you guys have been saying. My quill is just, I need a new quill too, by the way. And this time I want it to have wonderful glyph on that quill, that I want it to be, I don't know, kind of remind me of home and mother and that sort of thing. But like I said, being the scribe, I'm hungry. I am, which means I'm a little bit confused, and I just have to have a timeout.
Confusion, my favorite, with that lovely sextile to you, Mercury. Ha 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 ha.
But I also have a sextile, darling, to Jupiter and to Mercury. And really, my message here is that this is a time of self-care. I have Vesta opposite me, shouting across the table and letting me know that I must find the hearth fire. I must find the integrity and really ground myself in self-care. And we can only do that by talking, right, Mercury, about our emotions. So I know Jupiter is all behind this. So
I have the message. We are going to take a pause, because as the sun in speaking, hearing my messenger, hearing the language of feelings, of the language of values, the language of boundaries, and dissolving this we have with this whole canopy of great actors in my solar system. We are now thanking, and we're going to just open it up for conversation as peekaboo, real astrologers.
I just want to say something real quick. I just want to step in. Did you see my Neptune and Mercury mistake when I said sextile instead of square?
Yeah. Yep.
Neptune is supposed to be a little bit confusing. It's just more role play.
I have a Neptune Mercury square natally, so just.
Oh wow! Okay, then, yeah.
I love it.
You all are about touchy-feely and all this stuff. It's action that's needful, says Saturn.
Yeah.
Action.
Well, we have Mars in plenty of good sun power, and that's really, it is an interesting seed to just lead forward, because especially after Saturn had that huge retrograde, not Saturn, Mars had that huge retrograde, but they're both fire, very instinctive. It's an instinctive time, which is hard for the Cancerian energies to quite know what's getting cut out and to drop attachments. I think that's a lot of Jupiter, is dropping those attachments, which,
there's a lot of things in this chart that would reply to creative thinking, in my opinion. You know, and having to kind of navigate things from an angle of creativity. And you know, it's so supported with Venus and Mercury and Jupiter, and you know, we're kind of creative ways to get to abundance.
Yeah.
I'm really taken with that antisha between Mars and Venus. So Mars is at 26 degrees and Venus is at 3 degrees, almost 4. It's almost an exact antisha. So we're getting that really beautiful kind of, again, secret conjunction.
Yeah.
And it's Mars is in a fire sign, so presumably happy, and Venus is in her domicile. So for me, there's a real, perhaps behind the scenes, because these are not angular houses, but they are ascending to the angles. And so there's this almost behind the scenes feeling of get up and go. We've got this, especially here in the UK. We've just been watching Glastonbury, and the energy is just electric. And I feel like it's really captured with that Venus-Mars aspect.
It's a good call. Good call. Because in vibrational astrology, Rob and I do that, these two archetypes of planets together have a hands-on activity. They want to do something, whether it's knitting or gardening or painting, but some kind of action, it's visceral that way.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for
wonderful
doing a solar return chart for me, because this is my birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
No.
We have a horn or something there, Nate.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Make
wonderful.
a wish. Well, I think that's really like Israel. You did so great with Jupiter, but really as a birthday, this is a 13-year cycle or 12-year cycle. And it's also for the USA. The conjunction happened just a few days ago. Well, no, the conjunction of Mars. I'm sputtering.
We're going to have a Jupiter return, right?
Yes, in July 5th. That's right. Just before the next chart we do. But it jumped Venus back on the 26th, which was a couple of So it's birthday wishes all the way around for inspired times for Neptune, and Saturn.
Are you traveling? I mean, are you going to be? Are you or maybe doing a lot of writing and publishing?
I'm doing a heck of a lot of writing. As a matter of fact, just before this, getting on here today, I taught the third part in a storytelling masterclass for the first time.
Wow!
So I'm doing a lot of writing.
Yeah,
and traveling is beginning to pick up again too, because Jupiter also went across my midheaven on the same day.
So,
wow!
Yeah, so it's a huge one. But interestingly, the solar return actually happened with Jupiter at 2959. And then it clicked. But
so you get the antisha there too with Gemini. Well, folks, we're going to take a pause, but I think that storytelling is so valuable, Marie. That was a great overview, because we can always retell our emotions, and who knows what Uranus is going to help us retell. We will come right back. Come for the second sequence. The big guy shattering the sky is going to be on the marquee. Okay, we'll be right back. While we take a break from this week's edition of Talk Cosmos, let's take a look at this cycle's archetype. Currently, we are in the period of Cancer. By leading a cycle based on connecting mental communication to the external, the energy of Cancer involves emotions, which create our personal story through our emotional associations and attachments. As a cardinal water sign that is nurturing, Cancer needs to process emotions in one's own internal rhythm of cycles in order to complete an evolution. Talk Cosmos brings insightful conversations to awaken consciousness for the soul growth with hour-long programs
Talk Cosmos weekly programs are also available to watch live on the Talk Cosmos YouTube channel and Facebook page. While you're there, make sure you click the like and subscribe buttons so you get the full Talk Cosmos experience. Or if you'd rather listen to the show archives with audio only, the entire podcast collection since 2018 is available on most podcast carriers. And to find out about upcoming programs, sign up for the newsletter at talkcosmos.com. So grab your coffee, tea, or kombucha and enjoy the show.
This is Martha Norwalk. Every Sunday morning, beginning at 9 a.m., thanks in part to the Whispering Dragon Center in Shoreline, we cover the world of animals. This week, July 6th, it's Shelter Rescue Sanctuary and anything that helps our animal friends Sunday. We'll check in with Meow Cat Rescue, Help Animals India, and Animals24-7.org. Plus, we'll find out about all the great events and classes coming up at the Ananda Institute for Living Yoga. Hope you can join us for Martha Norwalk's Animal World, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on Alternative Talk, AM 1150.
There's a reason they invented the internet. It's called 1150kknw.com.
Hello, everybody. We are back again. And just to remind, at this point, we have a little bit of an introduction of activities that our panel is doing. Israel Hosey, sacredplanets.co.uk. Jen Sachs is Jen Sachs, that's SACHS, astrology.com. Jolly Knot is Bodhi, BODHI, mindful.com. Melissa is underground. She's Pluto, but she is down under. And like Pluto, unseen in Hades right now. So, but she's Melissa Elvira Billington. Marie O'Neill, PadmaLifeCoaching.com. Rob Passetti, DeepEarthAstrology.com. Sean Kelly, EvolutionaryAstro.com. Susie Cox, SusieCox.com. And me, Talk Cosmos. So we will go to Israel. And Israel, you have a lunar lounge. I love it. A podcast. Yes. Well, how often do you do that?
Weekly. It's every Wednesday afternoon at 12:30 p.m. UK time, that is. So, yeah, you're more than welcome to. It's always live. It's a live podcast, although you can view the recording on YouTube as well. And I tend to be live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube also as well. So yeah, people can tune in.
And is that YouTube? So in other words, if we go into YouTube,
put the
Lunar Lounge Israel.
Yeah. It should all come up, and it's just a show. It just aims to sort of like enlighten and slight humor, inform about again the planetary alignments, what's going on. So I tend to look at the weeks ahead. So yeah,
super. All righty, thank you. We'll check that. We have Jolly Knot, and Jolly is at her Bodhi Mindful and does. And I think here you have all kinds of events. And if you could tell us in 20 seconds.
Yeah, just I've got a new podcast with Ashwin Subramanian. I can't even speaking too quickly now, but it's called The Jolly Ashwin Show. And we have the next episode. It's bi-weekly. The next episode is going to be dropping on July 5th. I have another talk on the lunar nodes coming up in November of this year. And I'm very proud to announce that I've been honored with a speaking slot at UAC 2026.
Oh, super Jolly. That's wonderful. So that would be bodhimindful.com. And all of these are on the website at Talk Cosmos in their, our guest season 8, I will mention. Okay.
Thanks,
Next, we have Rob Passetti with Deep Earth, who has his astrology tarot coming up, I think.
Yeah, it's coming. We're just stuck in the tariff wait list right now. But yeah, we're also doing the Fractal Cosmos, which we'll talk about, which is the the only vibrational astrology focused conference now in the world. We're going to be doing it online this year over Labor Day weekend, August 29th to 31st. We do have a beginner track for anybody that really wants to start learning about how harmonic charts work and looking into these things, into the vibrations as well. And I just got hired by the Center for Relationships and Astrology as a teacher for Margaret Gray School. So yeah, very exciting times.
Wonderful.
Yes, we'll be announcing classes soon for that.
Yeah, I like Margaret. Super for you. And Fractal Cosmos is very reasonable.
Yes.
Check that out. And it's .org, folks, if you wanted to look it up. But just check these slides again. Thanks, Rob. Then we have Jen Sachs in Seattle, Washington. Yes, a certified astrologer. And I think you're now putting after 20 years, finally putting it on social media. Yes?
Yes. Yeah. I was going to do it in 2015. And then, just some predictive astrology said, maybe wait a little bit. Let's not consult people and just tell them that their dreams might change drastically in 2020. I also became a mom around that time as well. But yes, I am not new to astrology, but new to the scene, so to speak. So yeah, please, everything that I have up right now is kind of in the very beginning of things, but I will be very active here probably when Uranus is in Gemini, honestly. I think that's going to...
Truly speaking, it is a process. Cosmos started we're in the 8th year, but for the first 3 years, it was just audio. And there are still those podcasts available. You can find them on videos, either on the radio station KKNW or Talk Cosmos in my playlist. I know I'm kind of morphing on. But then I became accustomed to the social media with YouTube and et cetera. So congrats. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. Then we have Susie Cox. And she's very active with the Tucson Astrologers Guild, besides the fact that you're a great speaker and et cetera. So anything that you want to focus on for us?
Well, thanks so much. I love doing these Astro, jams. I think it's totally great. Get my Uranus hat on. I'm just such a busy working astrologer. I'm busier now than I ever have been. Yeah. But what I would like to say is I'm representing Tucson Astrologers Guild, and we have Zooms, for once a month. We do a meeting, and I want to invite all of these illustrious astrologers here. Anybody that wants to, be involved with the Tucson Astrologers Guild. I know Sean has spoken. He was actually here, but of course we can do Zoom. We do a hybrid, so we can do if there are live people there or Zoom. We're pretty high tech. We started in 1979. I founded the organization in 79, and we're very active and have been all since. So at any rate, I'm going to be contacting everybody and see if anybody wants to be part of my guild here.
Well, Susie, that's a great opportunity. So folks, that's TucsonAstrologersGuild.org, or else you can just type in Tucson Astrology or Susie Cox, and I'm sure it'll all come up. But that's very wonderful.
Contact me. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I'll be contacting you too. Thanks a lot.
Agreed. And then we have Marie O'Neill. Now, Marie has Padma Life Coaching, her YouTube channel, a book that she wrote, and an upcoming retreat. Mention a couple of words, and we'll be glad to hear. You're muted somehow.
Oh, no, I didn't know you were asking me a question.
Yeah. It's Find Your Flow, a transformative, because we're almost done here. We'll finish at August 19th and 20th. It's a 2-day, and it's a great price. So, of course, there's only a couple of days. Today's the 29th. Well, that's till tomorrow. But
the tickets will be on sale until August 19th. The super early bird pricing ends tomorrow, but the tickets are still, will still be on sale. And I do these twice a year. This one is on Find Your Flow, and it's really talking about nature and getting back to nature.
Well, just looking at our Jupiter in Cancer, I think we're all trying to get regrounded.
Absolutely. So people can find out more through Eventbrite. They can look for my business name, Padma Life Coaching, on Eventbrite.
And I did put if you just copy, because if you get the slides, copy that address there, and it'll pop up too. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Marie. And may everybody find their flow. We have Sean Kelly with his consultations, and I know he's doing lots behind the scenes as always. And anything else that you want to bring up?
I'm coming out of my I'm in the waves of my Saturn return.
Yes.
And I found out Saturn flipped its rings over my Saturn return on the day of it. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah.
This needs depth. This needs, what does this, yes, I mean,
What is that?
maybe it's being inspired by Uranus, because now it wants to rule.
With like world-class astrologers like Susie and Ray Merriman. I'm like, wow, it's so cool. So, my life has been inundated with all kinds of different things. And so I am focused really on a bunch of strategic data usage, and frankly, a ton of AI. So that's and
okay then.
It looks like I'm going to enroll in a program at Cornell July 9 for some AI course, just so I can get the badge. And
okay, that's a good idea. And for folks, that's also a good idea to get more certification in something to kind of build your toolbox, but also show people, hey, I'm for real. By the way, what I'm doing is I'm doing 1 year, because we're going to do Uranus in Gemini, so it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, I'm going to lead on. We'll catch you in Uranus. And oh yes, that's me. All right, I have videos. There's videos featuring me. I did a new one on dwarf planets, summer solstice you can find, but I also did one with Melissa that's wonderful, that is very strategically still potent, because these slow moving planets just pack positive punches. And the solstice had the summer's new vibrations, which is something to catch. That message that Linda Berry brings forth throughout the summer is eye-opening. Coming up, we have Hammer of Change, thrusting into a new reality with the moon phases, and Uranus in Gemini, Alakazam with the Rick Levine. So that'll be very exciting, and that'll be July 13th. We are now going to our own Uranus in Gemini, and this is happening on the 7th of July. The sun is open for all, and so is Pluto. Pluto is underground in hibernation in Hades, will not be coming out. So if we want to visit Pluto, we can do that. Meanwhile, we have me as the moon, Marie again as Mercury in the South Node, and Jolly in your boudoir there of speech. Just remind us that you are Venus, which I love. Mars with Rob Passetti, Jupiter's traditional Pisces North Node, also with Israel, the king on the mountain of Olympus. Saturn, the domineer of change and Chiron of Sean Kelly. Uranus, new territory. That's our heroine of the chart, Susie Cox in Gemini. And we have Neptune, modern Pisces North Node, Jen Sachs, and Pluto once and for all. Okay, open.
I want to jump in. I'm the name of the day, so this is Uranus. And man, am I glad that I'm finally out of Taurus. I'm in Gemini, and I love being in Gemini. I like to learn new things. AI is going to be part of this. What I'm saying is we're finding our voice. Uranus and Gemini, we have to be authentic, and we're finding our voice. It's a perfect time in the world to do it. And I'm going to be in Gemini till 2033. So long time, get used to me, and we're going to have some fun.
Well, I tell you what, I love this because Uranus and Gemini has to work through Mercury in Leo, and Leo is going to support. I am going to support you, Uranus. You're going to be on stage. You're going to be creative. You're going to have lots of love affairs, a lot of fire. You're just going to be out there and on stage. I love it.
Uranus, darling, I just need to jump in because you do know that we have a little bit of a I don't know how we say it in French, but anyway, darling, we're meeting right at the end of Uranus. And then, of course, I jump ahead into Gemini, and then you follow me. And we're in contact. So we really must talk, darling, because I think there's just so much that we can do with this transition between Taurus and Gemini and, your electric spark and, of course, my glamour is something that I think everybody could benefit from, darling. And because we're in the third house of communication, I really think that this would be beneficial for how the world speaks to itself. Don't you think, darling?
I'm
sorry, I've got a phone call.
Without a doubt, I'm so excited to be with you. We can party, we can play, right? We're going to bring joy to the world that is so, so needed right now.
I like this perspective. I'm the moon. I'm gazing across the horizon, across the seas, through the waves, and noticing that there's a lot going on in many localities. I don't know how much they're talking between the countries and the thoughts. Are people translating their thoughts? I'm wondering about all this because sometimes what might be food to one person is maybe for the cows or some other animal, not for people. But then again, other people, do they have food? There's so much to consider in this world. But I am seeing and feeling. I'm really getting involved with the feelings of life, and they're changing. I see that the change of life is working towards this new story. We can build a new story. We just need to get across the aisle and see that what I'm working with may not be what you're working with, but we can figure it out.
I can't even anymore with all of this highfalutin thought. Like, I'm Mars in Virgo, and we need to be putting our energy into the daily effort of showing up and being in service. All of this higher-minded stuff is not going to work and get us to where we need to be. We need to put our action into comfort, belonging, nourishment, the real earthy things, okay? Get into the weeds and do the work and stop putting your heads in the clouds, okay?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the word nourishment, because the only person who's going to nourish anything here, who's going to provide any kind of abundance for you to eat and flourish and be fertile is moi, all right? Mr. Jupiter himself, right? In that fourth house, exalted, it's going to be magnificent. You all have to come back home, people.
Yeah,
come back
Jupiter,
to the palace.
I get it, Jupiter, but I'm sextiling that sun and it's moving away from you. So we need to get to work, okay?
Saturn, darling, you know that you and I are in a sextile. So we have an opportunity here to actually... Darling, this is supposed to be family friendly, But as I was saying, we have an opportunity here because obviously we have Neptune hanging out on the side, but Neptune can be inspiring sometimes, certainly give us a vision. But at the end of the day, you are the one that can bring all those relationships into being. You are, after all, the supreme manifester.
Well, look, in the moment, I'm just looking at the lunar cycle and noticing that in the last chart, the moon was at 3 degrees Sagittarius. And here, a full lunar cycle later, and we're dealing with another planet ingress. And this one I've been waiting for, because Uranus getting into Gemini, it's party time for my Aries Saturn nature. Party time. We're going to invent. It's going to have a huge impact. And you know what? I'm here trying to resolve it for the moon. I'm here at that point of Thales saying, moon, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Venus, did you not see me in a sextile with you? Or am I that disillusioned?
No, darling, no. It's just that you're retrograde, so I just wasn't sure if you were interested.
Well, I'm always interested in having this, sense of illusionment. And I do carry on with a sextile with Pluto. And there is this element about me that those who can create a disillusionment over reality have the real power. And with this lovely sextile that I have with Uranus and also you, I am, even though I am retrograde, I'm going towards Saturn. So I'm hoping to encourage rebelliousness with grounding, and for our sudden urges to burn things down, for us to understand that can actually backfire on us. And for us, again, to give a little bit of patience and time, which I know Uranus just loves to do, and see how things play out before we take sudden and explosive action.
Well, I am the sun in Cancer, and I'm right here next to Jupiter. So I say, let's just have a party.
Yes, that's what my moon is saying. I am ready. Get my family together. And it's everybody. It's the world of the man or
This
women.
is the one time
and
Saturn's
people.
got a disco ball.
Oh.
I do.
That is perfect, darling. Absolutely perfect. I have to say, I'm trying Pluto. So this time around, I'm going to be, no doubt, bringing some underworld friends for everyone to enjoy.
Oh. You know,
now we're talking about escapism.
There is a little bit of discomfort here, though. As the moon, I've got this mutual reception with
with me, with the king of the gods.
I know. And yet,
who else would you want to have a mutual reception with?
Yes, we've got to figure this out. That's right. Your way can be my way. My way can be your way.
Yeah.
But it is. And
Great stuff.
I think
we're both at home. You see, we're both at home and abroad. You see, we're home and we're traveling too. So it's great. It's wonderful. We win both
But I'm not
ways.
sure if I could eat all that spicy food sometimes. I have definite.
Don't worry, I'll
taste.
give you some watermelon and
Ooh,
something
summertime.
nice, and, something nice and cooling.
Well, in Virgo, I'm ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in the 5th house in Leo, having a good time. I don't mind if you party, but I'm going to stay cooking in the kitchen. Okay,
Right,
that's where I'm going.
Mars, listen, a word for you: just get to work. That's
I agree.
You're in your house of joy, and you're in Virgo, so you'll do it perfectly. Just keep
I
working.
might as well just do what I can to support the party.
Yeah.
Well, then I think I was just noticed the clock, and Uranus doesn't care about anything but right now. That's another happening, and it is communication. So let's Susie, let's talk as astrologers because we only have 5 minutes.
I really liked what Israel said about the moon coming, they're working together. And it's almost as if the sun, being the father of the astrology, how I read it, is the sun and Jupiter. They're both kind of square, Saturn and Neptune. It's a wide degree with the sun, but it's there. And it's almost like this square with Saturn and Neptune is bringing a disillusionment of the father, the sun. And so then Jupiter, the god of the gods, comes in and says, I will woo the mother. Because, women's rights and women, just how we appreciate mothers, especially and just in general, is a big theme in life right now. And I liked that.
And I think that's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry, Sue. I was just going to say, just to jump on that thought that Jen just shared, there's something very intriguing about the Venus-Uranus conjunction before the two enter Gemini. And in this chart, you can see they're still effectively conjunct. So there's something about this Uranian sense of revolution, of the maverick being connected to Venus significations of women, of relationship. And certainly in Gemini, it's, through the air, through the words we speak. So... yeah.
And Uranus is the final piece to unlock that minor grand trine between the 3 outer planets. This is kind of the final thing to kind of come into play here. So it's going to be very interesting to see that happens. And you were just talking about the anaretic degree of Uranus and Venus conjunction there. Yeah. It's like dumping the things that were solid to move into something a little more crazy. And I think that we're definitely going to see that energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it, guys. Just watch. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to bring it. Yes, in a big, big, big way. And it's a surprising way. I think people are going to be realizing it's like, oh, I can do that. Oh, what do you know? I can do that too. So I think my intention is to bring freedom to the world.
Well, that's empowering because as we were talking about having this mutual reception, the moon, which is our emotions and our everything, family, home, etc., nation, tribe, etc., with the big Jupiter and yet and this new story of opposition, because belief patterns just need more information. And it's a constant story that we're remaking all the time.
Well, this Uranus going into Gemini, from the Saturn aspect of this, it's really interesting to me because Saturn goes retrograde like a week after Uranus in Gemini, and it's this whole new thing to integrate how we drive at action in this new universe that we're going into.
Right. Yeah.
And it is total chaos.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it's good thing that we have Mars in Virgo right now. That little discernment, as it powers through the rest of the rest of the year.
Fire and air.
Yeah. Here we'll show all our heads. Let's have our heads up, Nate, for the last couple of minutes. There we are.
There we go.
All of us. Yeah.
That was so much fun. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And I love that.
Thank you.
You know what, Mr. Miles? Just on a going out note, I think that hammer belongs to me. That's Paul's hammer. Like, that's my hammer. What you doing with my hammer?
I'll have it in the morning.
You are the perfect king of the God. You are the perfect king of the God.
Israel, I am defending the walls of your palace.
Okay, all right. I'll let you off this time.
Defense, offense. I got to contemplate on this.
Oh, God. That's
well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Susie Cox, Rob Passetti, Jolly Knott, Sean Kelly, Jen Sachs, Israel Hosey, Marie O'Neill. Fantastical. And we'll be back, folks, in August 31st for some kind of thing. I'm debating. We'll probably have at least one mystery chart. That means we'll be like, who done it?
Wow.
And blessings for all throughout the change of, mine will be Alakazam, right? July 13th. I'll be talking with Rick. So come back, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining an insightful conversation on Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Rose Minahan and her panel of guests awaken consciousness by connecting soul growth patterns with astrology's energetic cycles. Be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place, to continue your journey through the roots of the cosmic pathway.